Welcome to the channel. If you've been to our channel before, then you know we play with an awful lot of really big cars around here. But this one's a little different. As you can see, it is a scorcher again. My God, it's been a morning already. Here we have a 1947 Crosley Sedan. This is by far one of the smallest cars that were around a long time ago in North America. This little guy kind of set the stages for affordable cars in '47, and this little guy popped up about a year ago for sale, and then the ad came down, so honestly I thought it had been sold. So if you get far enough away here for you, you can kind of give it a look over. But yeah, it popped back up about a month ago, and then I was eyeballing it, and I just was so interested I had to go have a look at it. You can see this is original paint is still on this old girl. This back window had just fallen out, but we have it still. It didn't break when it fell out. Kind of give you a look around this thing. It is missing a lot of things, but it's also got a lot of things, I guess, would be the way to tell the story. It is actually missing the glass for both doors. Those who know the Crosleys, there is no window mechanism on these cars. They just slide one way or the other, the two pieces of glass. I guess it was all a part of this cost savings in that. Of course, there's the other window. The fold-up seat, it's not bolted in anymore, but this is an original seat. You can tell by the fabric that's on it, I believe that's original. But unfortunately, we are missing the passenger seat. And the lower portion of the bench in the back is also missing. This is not accessible from outside the trunk. You would drop the seat down, and that's how you would access your storage compartment at the back. And you can see a little bit of daylight back there. That is about the worst rust in this car. Like, it's amazing that it has survived for, well, by next year, this is an 80-year-old car. So it's actually very impressive how good a condition it managed to stay in overall. Like, you know, there is definitely a little bit of rust, but it is not very much. These are some of the components that came with the car. This would have been the original air breather. This is the accelerator pedal and part of its linkage. And looking over there, I would say this is the clutch pedal, and the brake pedal is still intact. That would be the thermostat housing that went on the motor. Look how tiny that little hose would have been. So the original gauges in that are still in here. Look at the horn button. And this is the way it was, this little car. Like, and this is still all in original paint. Oh, I guess that doesn't want to close. We won't force it. And we did get a couple. I think this is the choke cable, if I had to guess. No, maybe not. I'm not certain. I'll have to do a little more homework. We got part of the original wiring harness, I guess. And this would be the wiper motor. It was a vacuum controlled wiper motor. And this might be helpful because at least I got something to reference, because I'm not certain where we're going. It is amazing too. This kind of got pulled down a bit on the tow truck traveling with the wind. But the headliner's in here, and the bracket bars, I guess I better not mess with that, are still in here. I know a lot of them didn't survive. So it's a pretty cool little machine. I mean, I would have to put it in the neighborhood of one of the goofiest looking cars. I mean, it literally looks like something out of that Cars cartoon movie. It's such a funny looking little car. It is so narrow. I mean, we could actually park two of these cars beside our Mercury, and you probably still see the bumpers on the Mercury. I'll just take in the driver's side real fast. Yeah, the door's all operated. Just give them a little shot of penetrant to help them out. Excuse me. Your inside latch. I believe in a later model from some of my research, they finally moved it up to here where it was a lot more convenient for your driver and your passenger to use them. There's another little look at the dash. I didn't really notice those. Fast, slow. Again, I got to do a little more research. Some of this is actually a lot of this is very new to me. I did a bit of homework on it. But very neat. I'll just, there's no way for the hood to stay up. So I got this thing. I will prop it up and give you a look under the hood. I just got her propped up so you can have a little look here. You can see some of the front suspension, and then I will insert, I took some video while it was up on the tow truck so I could see a little more of the undercarriage. You can see the drive shaft / torque tube is still in place under there. It would have been a 3-speed manual transmission, 760cc engine, 4-cylinder inline. I believe it was 26 horsepower that I understand. And I mean, look at that tiny little steering box. But I'm still amazed. I mean, even the battery tray, usually battery trays are one of the first things to rust completely out. But this little car somehow survived the test of time. And I saw these. Maybe somebody out there knows what these are. I thought maybe sun visors, but there's actually visors in the car. So I'm not certain if those are even factory or not. But yeah, funny little construction this car is. So here's the tag for anybody who is interested in seeing that. And I don't know what we're going to do with this little car yet. It's pretty hard to find some parts for the car. An engine and transmission, like an original one, are not that easy to find either, I guess. And yeah, I would definitely be wide open to suggestions. I would be wide open to information from anyone else who knows about some of this. I believe these are 12-inch wheels. They're pretty tiny little suckers. I was so intrigued by this little car, that's all. But I don't know, because there's so much stuff missing, like everything with your engine control systems. Of course, there's no rad and everything. I don't know if we may wind up putting this little thing on some sort of other platform. I mean, it would practically fit on a golf cart. It's so small. But I was almost thinking like something like a small Honda, and then converting the dropping this entire body onto the platform of a Honda, and not having to worry about trying to repair all the bushings and the springs and all that. But I don't want to insult the car. I mean, if the ability to put it back together as an original is there, I would definitely consider that as the first option. I just don't know if that's even possible. I got a feeling that this little guy was a donor car, maybe for another one that was repaired. And again, some of the stuff I don't know about. This was pretty crudely cut out here, so that may not be factory. Again, I got more homework to do about it. But yeah, of course your wipers would come through here, that little motor. I guess you access that from under the dash, maybe. No, maybe from in here, actually. I guess you could, if that hole was meant to be there. But yeah, I'm going to continue to do some more homework, and yeah, I'm sure this was a bit of a mental decision. It wasn't the best idea I ever had, grabbing another car, but at my age now, I'm sort of at that point where I'm eyeballing my jobs as another 10 years worth of messing with cars, and we want to finish the Monterey. Absolutely, the Monterey will get finished first. And then we got the Fairlane project, which we're still so interested in doing. And If we can get those done in a 5 years, 6 year span totally, maybe a little less than that, I'd say 4 years, then we should have time to do one more car. Or I will. I don't know if the boys are going to be interested in this or not. They might be thinking I lost my marbles. But anyways, if you have information about these cars and or knowledge where there's parts or I am wide open right now because I am still learning. I'm certain that's not factory. It's actually makes the car look really bad, oddly enough. But again, if you know about stuff, where stuff is, and definitely the facts about it. I mean, I've been learning about the appliance manufacturer turned automobile manufacturer, and this guy had some pretty good ideas. It was also the top-selling radio in that era as well. So Paul Crosley was a pretty swift individual, and this little automobile is most definitely okay. So it's cool, but it's goofy, but it's very intriguing. I mean, come on, you got to scratch your head and like it. So anyways, I will probably have another video on this when I learn a little bit more about it, but I thought you guys might have a little look at the 47 Crosley. So thanks a lot for watching, and stay tuned for more Crosley. Have a great day.